There's buttons to hit.
I'm going to hit another one right now. 3, 2, go.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, well, hello, everyone out there in Whiskey Land. Welcome to My Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king. And this evening, we have a special little whiskey we're going to taste here from Dancing Goat. We've all talked about them for years and years, and we've had their stuff that they manipulated. That was MGP, and we found it fantastic. But now this is their own stuff. Their very own distillate, and we got a chance to have that because we stopped down to see Mr. Fred Swanson, who's actually in the chat right now. Good to see you, Fred. He gave everyone a little tour right before Distill America, and we snuck in and picked up a few of these bottles. Right, I think there was only 13 left at that point. So, yeah,
there were not that many there.
There is a new release of them coming out, which is outstanding now, but. We snuck in and got some early. So Morgan is with us this evening. Thanks. Good to see you back again.
Yes, feeling better after surgery, so making progress.
Excellent. All right, Mike, before we go any further, do you want to tell people about the Bar Cart Co-op? Because like Kevin's back and the sexiest voice in whiskey tasting.
It's so cute. It's the Barry White of bourbon.
I love that. That's the new moniker. I like it.
Yes, more people have made love to the bourbon turntable. There's a spike in births every time. Okay.
Well, there was a lull when they took off. We're going to see that in about a year.
This is true. That's right.
That fills out.
Called the Bar Cart bump or the bourbon turntable bump. Anywho, all right. So we are proud members of the Bar Cart Co-op. We is a collection of friends who create content for the whiskey and other distilled spirits public. The Bar Cart Co-op YouTube and Facebook pages have information about upcoming and past special shows, which happen about every quarter. There are blind tastings, distiller panels, discussions of collaborations, and the usage of unique grains. The Bar Cart Co-op has educational and fun episodes for your enjoyment. And the oldest show in the group is Distillers Talk, hosted by Christy Atkinson and Alan Bishop. It's a conversation with people from distilleries and distillery adjacent that gets into deep and sometimes off the rails and back again discussions with their interviews. New episodes arrive at the end of the work week. And if that one is not nerdy enough, then check out One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. This is the show where Alan Bishop answers any questions about distilling and often puts them to the test. It could be individual grains, entire mash bills, equipment, or methodology. New episodes come out randomly, so subscribe. And then there it is, right there. Bourbon Turntable, where they mix the love of music with the love of whiskey. They have conversations with musicians, writers, distillery folks, and common folks like us about, you guessed it, music and whiskey. It releases every Wednesday on all your platforms, including YouTube, and I'm sure he will tell us what the upcoming shows are so you can plan your sexy time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another one.
Then we have If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything, which is a show about the spirits and paranormal among us, as well as the unexplained and the spiritual. Subscribe on Spotify to get all of the seasons. And last but certainly not least, we have the Whiskey Ring podcast with our friend, Mr. David Levine. David takes good notes. David does good award shows. Mm-hmm. David gets to go on barrel picks. So David gets to do all the things that we won't do.
Hey, there's a few and advisories over times, but yes. Well, let's not get started on the first. The first one was a bit of
but does not work for Rabbit Hole.
That's true. For those of you that know Kevin's history.
For those who know.
All right. So, like we were talking about, this is Dancing Goat's Wiscy City Solo Cask. It is a 4-year-old. The one I have in my hand comes in at a whopping 66%.
Spoiler alert, we all have the
Yeah.
same one because it's the same batch.
That is.
It's 4 years, and I think it's like a little over 100 days, if I remember right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
51 corn, 44 rye, and 5% malted barley. And if you're going to the tasting meeting to pick it up, which is where it is now, comes in at about $55. So pretty outstanding for something that gives you a little bit of a punch here. All right. Oh, Eric Wolf. I didn't see that, Kevin. Let's put that up there for a second.
Yeah. Also,
Yep.
beautiful color.
She hates this. Hold on.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Don't make it weird.
It is. Yeah, the color on this for a 4-year-old it's like a very neat dark, and it has a little like a reddish hue to it, but it's very deep. All right.
Hue.
Yeah.
Hue, yeah. You put yourself back. I know you hate that.
That's right. It's not my
That
spot.
threw me off. I was muley on the other side, so I was doing that hand wave. I had to figure out which one I was doing it with for jazz hands. So
version 2.
well,
I'm going to be curious if there is a they're obviously single barrels, but curious if there's a big difference between the two.
yes, I would think they would keep it close, but all right here. So, you already started your note taking, Mike?
I only started. I did not start any of my nosing or tasting notes. I just started filling out my information.
Neat. He's got a cheat sheet for it.
I understand.
I got to keep track. And there's my stupid watch. It's mostly for me, so I can keep track of stuff.
It's drinking time.
Yeah. It's like I don't understand. I'm like, oh, yeah. You understand.
I was a little worried about that for a second. All right, here. Let me get a little spin on the glass here. It actually holds for probably 2 or 3 seconds before it starts to drop down around the sides, and it is slow as it pulls away and goes down. Like you'll still see it, and it's thin strings, and there's a couple of places where it's evaporating out into space. So sorry, I didn't know if there was something going on in the backyard or upstairs, but it's all good.
Fred's getting deep right off the bat.
Wow. Man, there were some differences.
On the nose, the proof is very evident right on the nose initially.
On the first inhale on it,
yes.
Yeah, the first time in, you go back, it lightens up after that. But I was gonna say that very first one, you get that.
Yeah.
But
sorry, go ahead.
No, go Morgan.
I yield my time.
I cannot get over the color of this. Like I just keep staring at it. It's like this magic Glencairn that just you stare into it and it stares into your soul, like for real. The color is so gorgeous on this.
It's because it's got a normal amber to it, but like I said, it's also got like a tinted hue.
Yeah.
When you slow it down, it looks deeper on the edges. Oh, Benji. How's it going, sir? Whew. All right, here. Now, this, I get like okay. Fat boy note coming from off the top of my head here going in. When we were in Lake Geneva with Gavin, we found a place that did these square marshmallows on a stick, but they were caramel covered. And they had a little bit of drizzle across the top. And I'm getting that with like some cooking spices, like a little bit of baking spices underneath. So like if the caramel had like a little bit of like like a Christmas version almost. Sorry, that's where I went right away. Yeah. But I'll go back to it in a second here. I was going in too aggressively.
I could actually see that. Kind of reminds you of a Majeska. I don't know if you've ever had one of those before, but
I have not. I'm intrigued.
I've had 30 of those.
Oh, they're so good. It's literally a marshmallow covered in caramel, and then there's also ones that are covered in dark chocolate. The ones that are covered in dark chocolate, I could totally see in this because I pick up some dark chocolate notes in this as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, that is a very good thing because that really pulls in there too, like a nice drizzle across the top of my.
So yeah, the caramel note was one that's really standing out for me, and actually, one of the other, aside from the fact that that's what I'm getting, it's warm caramel or caramel, however you're going to pronounce it. But I had just last weekend, I hadn't made this in a little over 10 years, but it was my whiskey caramel sauce, and this reminds me of that when that's cooking with all the butter and the sugar and the.
Well, you know how we talk about the caramel being light sometimes and things, or like you're building up to it, or if you go past it, this is like the sweet spot. Like you hit it, you took it off the stove at the right time, and you cooled it.
Yeah.
And like you said, that where I was getting the spices, the dark chocolate, that's an excellent.
So there's a point when
it's not drizzled; it's like the little bricks in it, like almost.
Yeah.
Put the little bricks into the caramel on top.
So here's the thing: I don't know have you made caramel sauce or caramel sauce?
Oh yes.
Okay, so you know the point when you get to it when you're adding your other ingredients and where it gets really hard and sizzles and it's got to break up again. That's what I'm getting off there, because then you're getting like these vapors of these other flavors that are coming up with it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And with the spice, so like. And the other reason this reminds me of it, and this whiskey does not remind me of the other whiskey, but in the sauce, I used Wild Turkey 101 because it has a lot of those spices to it. Because you're cooking all the alcohol off, but you're left with with the flavors, the spices coming off of it, and it reminds me.
Toffee or is it crystals? This is a good question. Almost toffee. Now that you're mentioning, like, I might get a little bit of that.
Ha! Fred says I'm right.
You're the best around.
I'm out. Yeah.
All right, here.
Yeah, I'm going.
Excuse me, sorry about that.
I remember this being the first thing we had when we walked in there, and we were like, "Oh, good start."
You do get a little bit of the heat like halfway through, and more on the tail end on the first one. And as I remember, you have after the first drink, it goes down, but. There is a slew of flavors that abound, even just on the finish right now, that are really the bottom sides of my tongue are trailing this flavor that I can't quite pull. It's this weird mix of powdered cocoa, caramel, and like wood note. I was just on the bottom part there on the finish.
Okay, you mentioned that. That's one. I'm still working out what the palate's reminding me of. But when you said that on the finish, it reminds me as a former and current fat kid of when you would mix up the Nestle Quick and you just go ahead, take it, put it on the spoon, and you just put that dry Quick all over your mouth. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of, that sensation and feeling, because there's like that chocolate and you're just like feeling it dissolve.
I get a lot of raisin with it too. It's almost like a chocolate covered raisin, but
that's what I'm getting on the palate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But instead of an actual like milk chocolate or dark chocolate. It's like a powder chocolate covered raisin.
And I'm almost getting, would you think, a touch of Mexican chocolate where it's got a little bit of that like little heat to it? Because it
I
says
can
like,
see that.
because it's warming and I wasn't getting as much marshmallow as I thought, but that's like in the middle, in the background of things.
I'm still working on the palate, but one thing I like about the finish, it's got a really nice long finish, and it's not just the proof that's doing it.
This definitely packs a flavor punch, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's like the second where you roll it and then kind of begin to swallow, like that's when all of a sudden like flavor churns for me, like across my tongue, like it's sitting there, and I was like, whoa, and then all of a sudden like it starts to really open up and go in a couple of different directions. But the chocolate covered raisin is excellent on that first like third rolling in. I'm gonna go back to something else because it's a lot going on in here for this.
I still get the spices, like those baking spices, even on the
Mhm.
palate. So it's almost like it's an oatmeal raisin cookie that then you go through the cookie part, but you still have the raisins, and those are covered in like the Nesquik powder.
So what I was kind of leaning on was I like that the oatmeal cookie was like trail mix with spices,
I like the
the
oatmeal,
raisins and nuts and chocolate, and
but I was gonna say the oatmeal part for me would almost have like you added some cocoa or chocolate to the oatmeal when you were making it there. So then it starts because it's not overpowering, still get a little bit of graininess in it, like you said, almost like a granola or a bit, but like that's what it kind of goes across. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. I'm glad I poured some more. And
there is a nice chocolate note like all across.
Yeah.
For me, there's just a.
It fades into like a medium mild.
Yeah, it's not an obvious in your
background.
face. It's just like there. Yeah.
It's just these happy little dances of chocolate thoughts all across the taste.
They're the chocolate dancers.
Okay, we can keep going into this, but then I want to get into another question, where you see this versus their, the standard release from them, the rye, but this is obviously not the same, but I don't want to say there's a quiet background in it, but I think it's uniquely different, obviously.
Are you talking the limo rye?
The limo rye. I was going to say there's almost like a little bit of the spice note is similar.
Well, that'd be because this is all, and Fred, I know Fred correct. I think this is all aged just in the French Limousin oak barrels.
Very well, yeah, I think so. But
if I remember,
I'm just saying you're getting a little bit of that in the background. That's what I'm thinking. So, and I come back and it's more of like a brown sugar bomb after a drink. It's very warm and inviting. If you were at any point, it has more depth than what, I don't want to say what you expect out of a 4-year, but it has very good depth for a 4-year-old bourbon.
Remember, things mature different up north.
That's true. Well, what's my usual statement up here is 5 or more. So for 4, this has got some deeper, richer flavors that other people didn't hit to 6-ish in my mind. Now, probably
it's got a great finish.
Hold on a second. I had that here, Mr. Kevin.
51, 44, 5.
Yep. That is correct. And the 5 is neat. Wonder what type of 5, because that is a nice torque coming in. You get that neat little malty on the nose. Mike's picking out another flavor right now. I saw the head turn.
Even with the proof, because 66%,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a really good oiliness on the palate, and it is new French oak. Okay, it's a little marshmallowy.
High notes I'm going in. You were getting raisins. I got a titch of date for a second and a little bit of apricot on the high end because there's like a little bit of high notes, a little effervescent by my nose coming in on that. So I was getting a little bit of that too.
I think every nose and every sip of this has been slightly different. It's that complex for me.
I can see how different things would dance.
Yeah.
Still the same base, but yeah. It's
I'm
just
gonna pour more.
I think I did already.
This will be my third pour.
To what you were saying, that there's a layering effect almost.
yeah.
That like the top of my tongue almost feels like it's getting layered, where the bottom, like I was saying before, almost feels like a little bit hotter. Feels like it's peeling off, salivating there. But that's where I feel like I'm getting like that chemical reaction where Mike was talking about with like Nesquik. And where my pulling almost like that little cocoa powder out through the bottom of my mouth. And then it's recycling.
Throwing a little water on it.
Okay. Hello, Richard. It's good to see you. Just a titch. Only because we don't. Oh, that was more than a titch, son of a bitch. That was a mistake. All right, but we'll go with it.
That
This would
sounds like t-shirt merchandise. More than a titch, you son of a bitch. New hashtag.
Okay, I put a significant. Wow. That held up fairly well to what I just did to it. I splashed pretty good on there. It's I lost a little bit of the depth in the mid range, but that it has a much oilier mouthfeel now. Like the front half of my tongue just feels like it's like being dragged down by honey almost. Hey, it worked out. That's all that matters.
I almost pick up a slight tint of mint on the palate.
I'm gonna get more leather right now on the version I went down to. And I can get what you mean by that little bit of mint, like the saddle got slapped with some mint.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mike, what did you just turn out with the little splash of water?
I'm working on it. Hold on.
All right then.
I didn't add water to mine. Water's for quitters.
I'm still gonna finish this.
Oh yeah, well Fred said I was right.
Okay, with more water, it turns into like a little lighter caramel coming in. Still decent coverage. It turns a little more towards that in lieu of flowers. It gets a little, not a lot. It has the other flavors, but it got a little more herby in the middle for a second there.
Yeah, it brought spices for me.
There's something
adding the water because it made them like jump to the forefront. I just had to try it because of the proof.
I think it gives it a little more effervescence in the middle. Where it's a little spritey or a little brighter in that section, where the normal version was a little richer and thicker, bolder. And you only got like a hint of that. Yeah, I bet I did already. So I'm
going back for.
That's why we started going to just one a night. I don't even have what time it is anymore. But
time is a flat circle.
Kind of wanted to do a little side-by-side comparison of this and in lieu of flowers, but I don't see the bottle readily available. So
yeah, but in lieu of flowers is going to different just because of the light whiskey.
Different. Yeah, completely. But
Ours is somewhere behind me.
I'm hearing action in the background.
The beatings have commenced.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. No, as time gets older, that he's going to be staying up later, so he may make appearances from time to time as things go on here. Can't keep him down. Can't keep him in bed early or anything like that. Just
Go to bed, Kevin. Mom and Dad are listening to Bourbon Turntable.
yeah. It's 8:40 on a Tuesday. You know what time it is.
It's turntable time.
All right, let me pull another one up. I'm going to go back to the original here and just pour a little in here. For a first release of their own product, what are your guys' thoughts on that compared to some other places we've had as their own releases of product? Like, where do you think they fit in the scale of things?
I can tell you what, one thing that I thought was very interesting when we first tried it is they could have gone, I don't want to say the easy route, but they could have gone around. It's like, all right, let's put this first one out. Let's go 40, let's go 46%. Let's keep it lower proof. Let's try to extend this thing out. And instead they put this thing out as lower yield of bottles, higher proof, very bold, but it's very good. I really, really like the finish on this. I like the whiskey, but I like the finish because it's a long finish and it's not proof as the finish.
I'm still feeling something now, and I haven't had any good minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like I said, it does feel almost like it starts to coat after a while and stick around that way, which is kind of neat because there's not many that will layer like that as you're tasting to feel like it's coating and you're getting more, or you're working the other way down through it. But this one almost seems like you're coating layers when you're going in.
So let me throw out a statement and see if you would agree with this. If this were oakier and you gave it to some bros in a blind, do you agree they would think, oh, this is like 14-year-old whiskey?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Like you said, it was just a titch of oakierness to it would lead them down that path. Everything else, and how about this? Just thinking now, Old Fitzgerald. I don't know if I've had some of their, a couple of the releases that I really, really like. And this is one, to be honest, kind of similar.
I think there's a little more body to this because old Fitz, to me, the ones that I have had, I would say my disappointment is I thought I've had maybe 3, but I thought that the body was thinner than it should have been for what it was.
I would agree with you. The one I remember is probably one of the better ones I've ever. I think it was a 12, and whatever was in that was like, okay, it still stands in my top 10. That bottle was fantastic, and that one reminds me of this body wise, where this is a little bit deeper, but just rich notes.
But I'm
whatever what that bottle was, but this has more spice, a little hit. And I'm still throwing me off because my nose smell, even as I'm talking, because I got a little vapor. The vapors are getting out a bit. I smell marshmallow, but I'm not tasting it, and it's fucking with my head. Like I'm breathing a little marshmallow, but I'm like, nope.
I do get a little marshmallow on the palate.
Do, but that's not the main thing. My mouth is still tasting almost like the graham cracker, the baking spices, the barrel note, some other things. It's not really, that's not the focus on my mouth, what my mouth is doing, but that's what my nose is smelling coming out of my mouth. And the juxtaposition is kind of screwing with me at the moment. In a good way, in a fun way. Well, like I was saying, I don't know, the old Fitz I had was very, very rich, that one. And but you're right, I've had too many other ones that were kind of thin.
Put that on the website.
Yeah, you can put that on there. You can quote us for that one.
Just the one tasting note.
I think you have to put the in a good way afterwards. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
There's just so many good flavors and everything coming out of this.
I'm pouring again.
I had a pretty hefty first pour. I was like, oh, I should be good. Lies.
I think maybe that might have to pull that one up for a shirt for us.
I'm not doing hefty pours, but that's still a decent.
I'm not, but I'm pouring a little bit more before we go here.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Shannon Hood, how are you doing?
Hello, Miss Shannon.
Shannon.
I'm having too much of this.
We should start singing that song, but I'm not gonna.
I'm almost at that point. A couple more drinks and I'll be. I might be singing. Actually, I've never been a karaoke person. Have either of you been karaoke people? I've just never done it. I don't think I've been with the right group. You know what I mean? I think that might be more of my.
It's more fun if you change the lyrics.
Like the Blink 182, or it's "Where's My Asian Friend"?
No.
You don't remember that one?
I also wouldn't sing a Blink 182 song.
Well, sorry. I just remember that one having different lyrics where it was "What's my age again?" and then it was "Where's my Asian friend?" And I'm like, well, if you mishear it, I'm like, I can kind of hear that, I guess. My wife believes the same thing. Shannon, she thinks the Sherry song means another reboot of some sort.
Which one?
Was it Barry Manilow? No, wait, no.
That's
Neil Brandy.
Diamond?
Yeah, Neil Diamond. I'm sorry, Brandy was the other one.
Well, or there's also "Oh Sherry" from Journey.
You came and all right. I'd be willing to try it. You'd have to have, I feel like you'd have to have the right songs to get you in the mood. I don't know. Like I said, just don't think I was with the right people. I had a friend that was in the Share, and she would get it up all the time and do that.
I saw the. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I saw a clip of his wedding video, and it had a couple out there doing their dance, and the caption was because they were doing the reaction of the wedding guests, and it's like when you ask the wedding singer to learn "Fuck Her Gently" by Tenacious D. So it's got this lady, she's singing and she's not doing impersonation, she's trying to sing it nice, and they're at the dance floor and they're singing to each other, and then the camera will go over to people going, what? It's really good.
We had that moment, Mike.
Yeah.
we had a very similar moment. All right, so
that should also be on the bottle, Fred.
Yeah.
This is gonna chafe.
That just make you think too. That would sell to a certain demographic.
Just get the little tiny travel things of baby powder that you hang off like the hang tag. Just say you're gonna need this.
Oh my god.
It'd just be so confusing for the people. Brought to you by Johnson & Johnson.
That's right. Make it chafe like a cowboy.
All right. Okay, I think it's about that time. I think the 66% is starting to show us. So, which is fair. For a first release of their own whiskey, which I know we've all been waiting for a while and pestering and poking and asking. This is a really, really, really good first release. I mean, it is.
It's a really good bourbon. Another thing, I was really surprised because I would have thought if they said, "Hey, we're gonna have a first release," and they didn't say what it was, I would have assumed a rye.
Yeah, but I like where they went with the other things they're doing, and I think.
I dig it. I love that.
Keep your rye because you have your rye set. You know, I'm like, here we still no reason to jump off that bridge right now. But no, I mean, this is for a 4-year-old, it is outstanding. I would say so. You're 2 years ahead of other people in the aging process. Seriously, that's the seriously impressive thing is you're years ahead of other people where it hits age-wise in Wisconsin and depth-wise at 66. This is very, very good. That's what happens, Shannon.
I can go back. I'm getting a cola note now on the nose.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, cola.
Cola. What do you think? Is it colon?
That's what I heard for a second, and I was like, "What?"
We're not drinking boons, dude.
Oh God.
Oh my.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. There may be happily distillery approved shirts that we sell on our site. Yeah. But that would actually be a really good idea.
Lean into the goat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So final thoughts on this before we hop off this evening. We're almost at 40 minutes already anyways. And
it's only going to get worse from here.
Obviously gushing about it.
Shannon, hope you are feeling better.
I do too.
Since she did get up off her deathbed for this.
Was it because of her birthday weekend? Month? Was it the birthday month?
No, that was not this month.
Oh, what? I just thought it carried over. The cost, well, at 55, yes, it's kind of a little ridiculous, but fantastic. And we love you guys for trying to find a price point that works for people, which is usually far less than what you would expect for it at that point. Yeah. And most other places would be adding $10 to $15 on off the top of my head without blinking an eye. So
it's a good bourbon. It's just a good bourbon.
It's delicious. This is definitely up in my top tier of stuff for this year.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
All right. So
this makes me want to put it in a blind with Bourbon Bros and be like, hey, in your face.
Like how we're be careful, we're getting cockier as we go on the show. Like, ha, you fell for it, fuckers. So
I have the bros have been out in full force though, because they took Buffalo Trace off of allocation in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying they were going to do it, Well, they did, but it's only Buffalo Trace, not any of the other labels. And they're just in full force.
Well, I mean, and for that too, that's like when people were doing the Blanton's and stuff sure. At a price
but they're
point,
like,
sure.
It's just like, it's okay. Yeah. And I've seen it for like under $30, which is where it should be.
Yeah. I was like 25.
And people are really excited. It's like, there's always been better options. But
at least you're not paying $50 for it. Then I'd have to start. What are you doing? I'm giving lessons in your store. Sorry. We're going over a history here.
Yeah, put that down, son.
All right, so Spence, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We're just about to hop off here, but it's always good to see you sneaking out. This is another one you should add to your repertoire of tasting.
So I think I know the answer to this.
Probably.
You can't ship from a distillery in Wisconsin.
No.
Okay. So you have to know mules.
Probably mules. I don't think some other. Yeah.
Okay.
But that can happen. There's some muling that can happen. I've always been a fan of it. Backing that up, so. Crap, save a horse.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, you cannot ship from here. Is what Fred says, and I knew that was accurate. I just thought maybe there was chaos.
Okay, but how cool would it be if there were goats on top of the bottle?
Is that an anniversary release in the work? You know what I'm saying?
But striking like the disco pose. Or
exactly.
like,
they're dancing goats in different poses, like here to here to here. There's three. So we need a fourth one.
Yeah, you need a fourth one.
Yeah, all sorts of fun ones.
You can do like 6 and do dancing, or just goat for 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the disco goat.
Yeah,
disco goat. There we go.
I think so. Maybe we have to 3D print that and pitch that idea. Oh, well, that's probably accurate. Sorry about that. If you didn't know, it's a restaurant in Door County that has goats on the roof, and they're well known for that. And so I could see that. How that may be. Yeah, well, you don't want to keep friends of everybody, so I can see that. But I mean, if it has a disco ball,
this is true.
This is true.
It is a dancing goat.
All right. Well, very good on that. I am going to kick us off here because we are already 40 minutes in. But if you haven't noticed, we really enjoyed this one. If you get a chance, you should put your hands on it. And if you need, please reach out to me. I can probably assist you in such a process. Because, I want to travel the rest of the summer too. I can make trips. So until next week, remember that we appreciate you guys stopping in and sharing your time with us. And until then, it's not the size of the dens that matters. It is the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Or the size of the goat.
That's true. And remember, he dances. It's dancing. It's different. It's all different.